zone.
Morning glory and hallelujah, everybody. It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. It's a new week. It's a new month. Welcome to November, the third day of November 2025. It's a Monday. My name, well, that would be Nick. I present to you Radio's Big J, everybody.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, Radio's Big J.
Thank you.
Welcome back from your short but eventful, I'm hoping, trip to LA. We're going to hear all about it today.
Awesome.
That's on our agenda. We're still going to check in with Mrs. Big J as well to see how your weekend grade was.
It is going to be a class.
Okay. All right. Did something terrible happen?
A couple things happened, but more importantly, like, I'm the one guy here trying to fight for all of us to not put up Christmas the day after Halloween.
Got it.
And I am not winning.
Well, yeah, you have traditionally lost this battle throughout your relationship.
So,
you lost the Halloween battle as well, which goes up, I believe, in July at this point.
I'll say this. My grade will reflect that battle, okay? And I'm taking it, but I'm doing it for all people.
All right. I will say this. There are several houses in my neighborhood with Christmas lights up already. So it's not...
I know.
It's
Neighbors were doing it,
Yeah.
and Kyle and Mason were putting up Christmas lights. And I'm like, guys, stop. We need to...
I do believe that this
The men are the ones that are doing this, by the way, not to be sexist or anything like that. But we're the ones that got to get up there and climb up and do these lights, okay?
All right.
Granted, the weather's much nicer to do right now than, say, in 3 weeks.
I think that's probably a motivating factor as well. They're like, maybe even if you don't plug them in, you got to get them up.
You won't find me climbing them up on anything.
Well, that's...
risking my life for lights.
Sure. But that's been a tradition for a very long time.
Well,
you and ladders don't get them up.
I tried. Well, I'm too fat for a ladder. That's just the way it is.
Hashtag too fat for ladder.
One of these days, maybe I'll be a regular-sized person and can go on a ladder again. We'll see.
Well, either way, we got a lot to talk about when it comes to Big J's weekend. That is for sure over the course of the program today. That's going to happen. We have some prizes to give away over the course of the show today as well. Hopefully that will bring you some joy. For instance, Avatar's coming to town next week, dude. Can you believe that?
God dang, yeah.
And so we have an opportunity for you to go check out that show. We got Mars Volta tickets up for grabs, too. So it's going to be a pretty decent show. At least that's our goal anyway. And then we play music on top of it all. Let's start things off with some STP. How say you, Big J?
Let's do it.
Sex type thing, kicking off the morning after with Nick and Big J on the X Rocks.
Launch newsfeed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Well, Big J, things are not great here in the United States of America currently. There's a lot of uncertainty. Who knows when things are going to fire back up as far as helping out the actual citizens of our country. But the Discovery Center of Idaho is doing something pretty cool. Want to give them a little bit of love. They're going to offer free admission through the rest of the year to EBT or SNAP card holders that are struggling to make ends meet, providing families with some no-cost entertainment amid rising grocery prices and recent cuts to federal food assistance. So at least they have some place and somewhere to go with the kids that has a little bit of educational stuff backed into it, which is really cool. The program was announced on Halloween. It allows visitors to receive complimentary entry to the Interactive Science Museum by presenting their valid EBT card at the entrance. And, of course, the timing coincides with the SNAP benefits being paused during the shutdown. And then you combine that with grocery prices going through the roof. The household receiving food assistance have faced increased financial pressure. So the Discovery Center of Idaho is making sure they have this opportunity to enjoy. If you haven't been, Hands-On Science Museum features interactive exhibits that focus on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. Big J, we call that STEM around here.
Yeah.
The free admission program offers families an opportunity for educational entertainment without any additional costs, especially during the holiday season. So if you are a visitor, you got to bring your EBT card to the museum to receive free entry, and the offer is valid through the end of the year. So well done, Discovery Center. Way to go. Way to give some families a little bit of relief if they're looking for something to do, especially when things are going to be real tight over the next couple of months. And so it's a good thing, and they deserve a little shout out for it. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Totally, yeah.
Big J, should we shout out the Boise State football team?
Shout them out?
Yeah.
Be like, hey, heard you're real injured.
I mean,
it's 7 injuries before the game.
Yeah, it did not go as planned for the Boise State football team on Saturday on the blue, looking to answer and get the milk can back. Big J predicted a 20-point blowout. Unfortunately, Maddox went down early. in the beginning of the game, and then the offense just kind of stalled out. And that turned into a Fresno State blowout, including 24 unanswered points for the Bulldogs that basically ran all over the Broncos defense and then shut down the Broncos offense. And it turned into a Bulldogs 30-7 victory on the Blue, Big J. The Bulldogs' third consecutive victory against the Boise State Broncos, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on there?
I don't know, but that's not good.
No. Going into the game, the Boise State offense was averaging 457 yards per game and about 36 points per game. At the end of this game, they totaled 103 total yards and just couldn't do anything. And that's a problem, Big J. I don't know what that reflects on.
Well, like I said, after the Notre Dame game, it's depth. The first team is good. They're not the greatest group of players available out there, but I mean, when it comes to NIL, all that stuff, they're decent and good enough to win the Mountain West Championship, Nick. But to me, the depth behind them isn't strong enough, and so when you start playing and you get into attrition and guys start getting hurt, this is what happens when you have that many injuries, whether it be on the offensive line, the defensive line, the backfield. It's just there's not enough talent for that next man up mentality. Sure, they want to be there and they're going to work their heart out and do what they can, but the talent just isn't there on the depth side. And I think that's what's really hurting the Broncos.
Now, to me, that is a reflection of the recruiting and the coaching staff, though.
Well, but here's the deal. We're in a whole other thing where it doesn't money talks now.
Sure.
You can recruit all you want. The 2-stars and the 3-star guys out there, they're not good enough to be on the same level as those first three guys.
But in that world, in the current state of collegiate football, the way that goes with the success and the tradition of the Boise State program, our second and third string players should be better than the players that they're going up against in the first team of other things. You know what I mean? If this were a program that you want to take seriously, because that's the way other programs are. It's just there's depth and there is recruiting issues, and I don't know if it's because of where we are or because of the staff or how recruiting has been, but I feel like that is reflective upon the staff if that's not the way that it works.
I think it's more a reflection of the NIL. I think of the last couple years in particular, it's dwindled when it didn't used to be that way on the recruitment level.
I get it,
and I don't necessarily blame Danielson and his recruiting staff versus that, because I don't think that that's the issue. I think it's the money.
That being said, you're recruiting players. You're not recruiting players because you need a third-string quarterback. You're recruiting players because you think once other players move on, these players have the talent to step in, and that's not happening. They don't. Clearly, there is a disconnect there. There is a chasm between our first and second string and our second and third string. And that is just like we're filling bodies. And I know we've had transfers out and decommits and all these kinds of things, but the lack of depth for the team is a concern, I think.
Well,
and a valid one.
The reason they're losing this game.
But so. I don't think that other programs that find themselves in the playoff picture, like we were last year, have that same kind of issue. Because they continue to be in the conversation, regardless of what happens.
Sure, but they also are schools that have more money to spend.
Not everybody.
I disagree.
Not everybody.
I think it comes down to the amount of money that these NIL groups are creating and giving out to players.
Like, I don't think Liberty has more money than the Boise State Broncos do.
I think they probably do.
You do? Why?
Absolutely.
They're in a worse conference and a worse place and a worse program.
Bunch of rich Christian donors.
Okay. All right. Maybe. But it's still an issue that was certainly magnified by the look at
regardless of why it's happening,
yes.
And it's going to affect the rest of they still got a chance for that Mountain West Championship game, but a couple things need to fall into place.
Yeah, and and Maddox is on crutches, so he's not coming back anytime soon. So that becomes
and he's been playing a lot of almost all the games, aside from a couple times maybe there's some some cleanup duties in the end, and that's bad news, man.
Yeah. Big J, again, I really don't know what movie studios are doing because there's money to be made on Halloween weekend when you release a horror movie, but nobody did it. And so now it was an awful weekend at the box office, the worst in 31 years.
Jesus.
Only below $50 million collectively at the box office this weekend, and that's not great at all. Now, part of it is because movies they thought they were going to do well have been incredibly disappointing, like that Springsteen movie. Nobody cares about that. It debuted behind the 40th anniversary re-release of Back to the Future. So
which I saw.
That's how bad the Springsteen movie is reacting at the box office. That's not great. But Regretting You was the number one movie at the box office, which is a romantic comedy, kind of.
What?
It made $8.1 million. Then The Black Phone 2, which came out last week, only made $8 million. Chainsaw Man, which opened up at number 1 last week, was number 3. K-Pop Demon Hunters, which once again is a Netflix film that's still in theaters, is number 4. And then Begonia, which is the latest Emma Stone movie that's going for Oscar consideration, was number 5, but certainly an independent film that they're not expecting huge box office from. But that's an issue. And now we got Running Man coming out, and we got some other movies that are coming out, but I don't know if any of those are like gigantic, huge box office.
Predator Badlands.
Maybe, but even then, like, I'm not hearing a ton of buzz about it. Like, nobody's expecting it to be like a $60 million weekend kind of a movie. They expect to do okay, but we will see how it goes. But that's the problem. Like, again, you had horror movie, like, just Halloween's on a Friday, man.
Yeah.
Like, release a horror movie. What are we doing?
Well, they did. They released The Conjuring Last Rites, like, last month.
Yeah, last month, and then Black Phone 2, which is also a horror movie 2 weeks ago, but like nothing on Halloween.
Do that this week, last weekend. That would make sense. You'd have, an 80, 90 million box office in some of those movies.
Silly.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X-Rocks. Nirvana Heart-Shaped Box here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, it's November of 2025. How's your stress level so far this year?
Oh, man. It's the most I think I've ever experienced.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not great.
The last 6 months in particular.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening, and we collectively as a people are fairly stressed. Our stress numbers are through the roof. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to take us down one by one and talk about the most stressed state in the United States of America. So they did a nationwide study, and they analyzed things like crime rates, suicide rates, cost of living, environmental quality, poverty levels across all 50 states to come up with the list of the most stressed states in the United States of America. Now, here's what you need to know. The more isolated you are from other people, the more likely you are stressed out. At least that's according to the results of this saw, because Alaska is the most stressed state in the United States by far. I mean, it's almost triple the results of some other states that are out there. The least stressed state, Massachusetts, Big J. Everybody in Massachusetts, super chill, dude. Alaska got an 84.5 on the stress index. Massachusetts got 24.9. Now, that's a problem. Of course, Alaska, also the cost of living there is through the roof as well. It's 25% above the higher average, so that's a problem. New Mexico was the second most stressed state, followed by Louisiana at number 3. On the bottom of the list, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Hampshire. So the East Coast, pretty chill, dude.
Huh.
It is pretty chill, all things considered.
They're used to it.
What, stress?
Yeah.
Maybe. But they are certainly down in there. The question then becomes, Big J, where does Idaho land on the list? And it's nothing too drastic. We're pretty much right in the middle, but it's thanks to one stat. Otherwise, we would be much, much higher on the stress list. At least according to this, we are the safest state in the United States of America when it comes to violent crime. We are number 1 in the least amount of violent crime in the U.S., and so that makes us, according to this study, the safest state in the union. So that really does lower down our score pretty significantly. Here's what we have that is concerning. Number 1, we have the 3rd highest suicide rate in the United States of America. That is a problem. We are behind only Alaska and Montana. Then Idaho comes in 3rd. We are about 2.5 times the national average. It's not something that we talk about here a lot, but that has a lot to do with mental health.
We talk about it a lot, but because generally in Idaho, that's not one of the things you'd be like, oh, we have high suicide rates. Nobody talks that.
I mean, anywhere. It's just not something that is talked about a whole hell of a lot, but it is an ongoing problem here in the state of Idaho. There is zero doubt about that. Our cost of living has increased almost 30% in the last 3 years. That also is a problem. And then we've got a pretty high poverty rate. The amount, we've talked about this before.
Idaho's been behind for decades
when it comes to salary increases and things like that. And so we have a decent amount of the population living in poverty. So if not for that safety score, it's arguable we'd be at the very least in the top 10, maybe even making a push to knock out like Nevada out of the top 5.
What?
Because we have some real serious like red flag issues that are going off here. But we are incredibly safe overall as a state. And so that helps things out overall. But yeah, there's lots of things to be stressed out here in Idaho. In the United States of America, quite frankly. I mean, all of us are pretty stressed out. But I mean, it is interesting to see, like Massachusetts, again, the stress level is in the 20s. But then, you go 3 up and you're in the 30s. So, I mean, we're all pretty stressed out, all things considered. In case you're wondering, the state of Idaho stress score, Big J, overall number, we're looking at 62. So we that's about the percentage of us that live stress on a regular basis. That sounds about right. But I guess catching us on a good day or a bad day could change that number drastically, no matter what it could be. So make sure you're doing the best you can to live a stress-free life. It's easier said than done in a lot of ways. But there's a lot of stuff that could be bothering you. Just do the best you can. Jay, agree?
Yeah, hang in there. And there's plenty of available help out there if you were having mental health issues.
Very true. Make sure you seek out and try to find the answer and the help that you are looking for or desperately needed to know that you're not the only one feeling these problems and these stresses that you have. It is a collective issue. There is zero doubt about that. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will see how Big J's weekend was, grade style, when we check in with his wife. That's next on the X-Rocks. Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. It is Monday. That means it's time to check in with Mrs. Big J, Kylie, to find out how Big J's weekend was. Big J kind of gave us a sneak peek as we opened up the show, but Kylie, there appears to be some drama at the stately home of Kylie and Big J. Agree or disagree?
Agree. We're never going to agree on when Christmas should go up, ever.
So you obviously are a big fan of holiday decorations, of mostly Halloween and Christmas, but you want them up ASAP, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If the happiest place in the world, Disneyland, puts it up on November 1st, we should too. We don't have Thanksgiving decorations, so the next holiday is Christmas. It should go up immediately.
No, she tried actually the day before Halloween. Nick, she started taking Halloween stuff down.
Oh.
Before Halloween.
Okay. But are you talking inside the house or outside the house?
All of it.
All of it. Okay.
Well, I took it all down because I was working all day, so we weren't giving out candy this year, and you were out of town. So nobody was here to enjoy the rest of Halloween, and I'm like, I'll just get a head start. I'll take everything down. And my husband so kindly reminded me Sunday morning, I work every day. This is Sunday, and I will be watching football. I'm like, okay. And so he did a couple loads of laundry. He did move a bin of Halloween. He's like, you come show me where you want this. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it was a lot of huffing and puffing on Sunday. And we go outside, and he's like, come on. And so we go out the living room, go out the front door, and he's holding this big Costco bin. And he kind of goes off the sidewalk a little into where the gravel is. And you just see this happening. The Costco bin goes flying straight at. He throws it up in the air away from him, and he goes into a stop, drop, and roll, or like a football player catching a touchdown and rolling into the end zone. He rolls down our yard.
Honest to God, dude, you fall down more than anybody I have ever met. How are you so falling down?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy.
I'll tell you why. Because I've got about 150 pounds of fat in my stomach that makes me unequal, okay, weight-wise. Like, so if there's any forward momentum happening, I'm going to fall down, bro. And I thought for sure I was spraining an ankle or something. And I'm like, as I was going down, I'm like, I've got to ditch this.
Yeah, get this heavy thing away from me as quickly as possible.
And then before I could brace my hands, I just tucked in my arms and then did the roll and boom, up like that. And the damn shame of it, dude, is that the Ring doorbell, the battery was dead.
We have no footage of you falling?
No, there's some footage from another angle, but it's just me getting up. And I'm like, that's not cool. I don't like that look.
Because you're pretty happy with how you fell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Uninjured. And she had the best view. She was right behind
Kylie,
Oh,
when this
I
happens,
saw it.
like, how do you react when this happens? I'm sure there's concern, but then when he's okay, I mean, is it funny? What's the...
Oh, I was laughing uncontrollably, and I said, the front doorbell camera isn't working. And so then I went immediately to our other camera, and we have him halfway down the yard. So you can see where I was standing and where he gets up from. And both kids, I immediately sent it to them, and they're like, so agile. You just popped right back up. I mean, it was a full roll, like a side roll down, and then he just popped right back up, and I said, "Oh my!" He's like, "My ankle is okay," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
So did you?
Yeah, it was.
Go off the sidewalk, or did the gravel make you slip?
No, I didn't slip. I started to sprain my ankle.
Oh, you twisted your ankle.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then, and then I fell.
Got it. How did the Halloween decorations? Did they make out okay?
Oh yeah, they're okay. It was mostly skeletons.
Wonderful.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, and it stayed sealed and everything. Worked wonderfully.
Hey, listen, it's good Costco quality.
Here's the thing, though, Nick. It's like Sunday morning. She knows my routine, and yet she asks, "Hey, what are you doing today?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, I just want to get through the first batch of games. Just leave me alone for like 2 hours, 3 hours. Just leave me alone, and I'll be happy to do whatever later. She picked up more hours, so I couldn't help do. There's Christmas stuff everywhere in the house, Nick. It is a goddamn disaster zone. And I'm like, I'll be happy to help you. Just be patient. And she just kept doing the, nagging. And then, like, she's trying to push my buttons, man.
Well, you're out of town
Look
all
at her,
weekend.
listen to her. She's a maniac.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
to be fair,
yeah.
it was 9 a.m. It was 9 a.m. Games don't start till 11.
But
That's true.
I have a routine. I'm
That's
watching Fantasy Focus. I just want 4 hours, man.
Well, it went from 2 to 4 pretty quick, Big J.
No, you know how it goes in the morning games. It's
I
like,
do.
That's all I want.
Well,
that's it.
I don't watch any of the pregame stuff.
And then by the afternoon stuff, it's like I'm over it and I'm happy to do whatever. But just give me 5 minutes, man.
It sounds like you got it, though. I mean, right?
After fighting and yelling.
Sure. But that does mean I'm glad that your husband isn't injured after yet another fall at home.
Yeah, that's an automatic B, as far as at least according to the past grading.
So, Kylie, yes, there wasn't an emergency room visit, so that does up the grade. That is your standard that you have set. But what is his grade for this weekend, Kylie?
Because we didn't go to the emergency room, C+. It probably would have been a C- or maybe even a D+ if you injured yourself.
Well, congratulations, Big J, on not injuring
an
yourself
F.
and upping your score. I always appreciate that. Kylie, thank you, as always, for your time and the wonderful stories. We appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some important stuff on the way, as well as some We're Going to Hell action. It's the X-Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff is brought to you by Team Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Big J, if you had to guess, would you say getting financed is easier or more difficult at Team Mazda?
I'm going to say, I think, easier.
Yeah. And we can thank one website for that, GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody gets pre-approved, no effect on your credit. So why don't you log on to GoTeamCredit.com today and see what you're pre-qualified for? It's a good thing. Halloween was Friday, Big J. I had I'm mad because I forgot it. Dude, I bought so much candy coming off of last year. Like, I had a ton of trick-or-treaters pop by. I had like 8 this year. There was nobody.
I don't see any candy in here.
I forgot it. It's on my counter. I'm bringing, because I do not need all this candy. I mean, the kids took a bunch with them, and so like I still have a vat full of candy that I need to bring in here because I had no trick-or-treaters pop by. It was very disappointing. But you can understand why Halloween time is a difficult time, or I guess a coup for dental professionals across the United States of America, right?
Yeah.
We're shoving lots of sugary, chocolatey things into our mouth holes, and so those can lead to some tooth problems over time. And dental professionals have teamed up to caution everybody. They have found a candy that does the most damage for your teeth. And believe it or not, it's not like super hard candy that causes teeth breaking, like Jawbreakers or something like that. It's sour candies, Big J.
Sour candies?
Sour candies are the most dangerous for your teeth because they have extreme acidity levels. And what those will do is they'll just eat and eat through your enamel and cause some serious erosion and tear through your teeth quicker than any other candy that's out there. If you look at any sour candy on the market, there's a ton of different acids that are in it. There's citric acid, there's malic acid, there's tartaric acid, fumaric acid, and all of these particular candies. And those just latch onto your tooth enamel and pull calcium out of your teeth and potassium from your teeth and just rot those sons of bitches from the inside out, dude.
Damn.
And so they're warning you, listen, no candy is good candy for your teeth, of course. But if you are going to OD on candy because of leftovers or because of you're taking your taxes out of your kids trick-or-treating, watch out for the sour stuff.
Take the chocolate, man.
Yeah. Experts recommend rinsing with water immediately after consuming any kind of sour candy because of these problems, and then, waiting 30 minutes before brushing your teeth. And then brush your teeth as well to make sure that you, do the least amount of damage to your teeth. But I'm not a huge fan of sour candies. I've got no problem with them, but I do not seek them out. I don't enjoy them. I don't want my candies to be a challenge, and sometimes they get a kick out of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge sweets fan anyway, but I don't want it to be a battle as I go through it. Like, I'd like it to be an enjoyable process, and sour to me is fine, but it's not something that I seek out.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm not into that either.
I used to, when I was like in high school, I think, enjoy Sour Patch Kids more than most, but that has gone the way of the dodo. I can't remember the last time I had a Sour Patch Kid. I'll put it that way. So now you know, sour candies, worse for your teeth. Watch out. Well, Big J, it took a little bit longer than you expected, but on Saturday night, the Los Angeles Dodgers became back-to-back World Series champions after an incredible Game 7 comeback. Listen, I know you weren't rooting for the Blue Jays, but the way they lost those two games are incredible. There were some mental mistakes, of course, but the ball getting stuck underneath the padding in Game 6 which would have tied the game, maybe given them the lead, is incredibly bad luck. And then, of course, the home run and the close, safe out call at the plate in Game 7. But give credit to the Dodgers, who came back and won and claimed their second World Series title. First team in a quarter century, Big J, to win consecutive World Series titles. So congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Do you feel like you are a makeshift member of the team because you predicted them to win?
No, but on the way back, in the flight back, there was a whole bunch of people wearing Dodgers gear, and we boarded the flight. I mean, it was the 7th inning, so we had no idea until we landed what happened.
Going to LA or on the way back?
On the way back.
Oh, okay.
For Game 7.
Oh, that's right, because it went to extra innings. So, yeah, okay, of course. But congratulations to the Dodgers. They must have been really happy when they found out the news.
Yeah, there was cheering on the plane.
Big J, the more time goes by, it doesn't seem like David Harbour's a very good guy.
This is so disheartening and such a bummer, man. It's just, God.
I mean, they're already, his ex-wife Lily Allen has released an album basically depicting what a scumbag he was during their marriage. So that's problem number one. And now reports came out that with a star of Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown, before season 5 started, filed a bunch of harassment and bullying complaints against David Harbour before they started filming the series. This was an exclusive from the Daily Mail, and some of these things got out. And basically, she filed a claim saying that she was bullying him throughout the shoot and was sexually kind of forward with her as a young kid, and that's a problem as well. Apparently, the investigation went on for months, but David Harbour was not removed from the show, so I don't know what that means.
I don't know. The report I said it wasn't sexual in nature, from what I saw.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm bullying and harassment.
So what is it then? Like, what was the bullying?
Well, I mean, this isn't the first time. If you remember Jeffrey Tambor on the set of his Amazon show, also was he's basically like an a-hole to everybody around him. Same
Hollywood
thing with
a-hole.
Jeff Garland, who got kicked off of that show that you used to watch, and I can't remember the name of all of a sudden.
The Goldberg.
Yes. He also was an a-hole to everybody, and enough where they were like, we just don't want him to be a part of this particular thing anymore. But obviously, they did an investigation, and he was still part of the final season. Whether or not that actual role has been decreased because of these complaints, or there's less kind of interaction between those two characters because of it, we don't know. But it's just not. It has not been a good look for the last couple of months for David Harbour.
Because I've been enjoying him. I thought, I loved him in the Thunderbirds as the Red Guardian. But I mean, it's the what? Thunderbolts, yeah. So it's a bummer, man.
Yeah, he's now an Avenger. So, like, what do you do you are pot committed to this character?
Well, I guess he's just a Hollywood a-hole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
which is weird.
There's a bunch of them.
Like, there's like a sense of entitlement there, but David Harbour's a guy who like struggled like hell and didn't like make it till he like is in his mid 40s. You would think,
and it was Stranger Things that really precipitated him on that thing. But it's like, man, ego and Hollywood mixing together is a recipe just to be an a-hole.
I mean, there also could be not that there's any kind of excuse for this, but you know, there's a lot of kids on that show. And there's a lot of
little snot-nosed bastards.
Right. And so maybe like there's a lot of weird things that they had to do because kids are kids, and maybe that could be frustrating and can lead to some. But still,
you know, on the other hand, let's show the difference, okay? Have you seen the John Candy documentary yet?
No.
Well, I mean, you know, and Macaulay Culkin talks about this. Is like John Candy was the only guy who recognized my dad was a monster before anybody else. You know, he cared about the kids that were on set and took care of them and would watch out for them. You know, that you would hope that would be the case for everybody, but that especially when there's kids involved in these shows, apparently that's not the case for everybody.
But also,
you know, watching out for each other.
And that being said, like they're not kids anymore. Like some of these kids are like in their mid 20s, so there's also that issue.
Could be like you know they're still treating them like they're kids, but when in fact they're.
Either way, it's not again. Everybody you enjoy, Big J, is probably a jerk and an a-hole. And that's something that you probably need to come to when it comes to your celebrity kind of like fandom.
Here's what I've decided. I don't know enough about any of these people to make an educated, guess, because all you hear is snippets of this and this and that. And it's like, I'm just going to keep my head down and watch the stuff I enjoy. And then hopefully they're not, like monsters.
Continue to separate the art from the artist. And watch all your Woody Allen movies.
Otherwise, you would have nobody to watch. Like, there would be nothing to watch. How do you go and pick what you want to watch based on that kind of thing? It's just like, it's crazy.
But, I mean, we all have lines, right? Where you, like, I cannot watch that anymore because of this. Like, I can't watch anything Cosby does anymore. I can't. It's not enjoyable to me to watch any of those things because I know those stories and they're awful and terrible. And so there is a point of no return in some of this particular stuff.
Like OJ. Like, it's hard to enjoy the Naked Gun movies where that's kind of movies that you'd probably enjoy seeing again. But it's real weird to watch because of OJ Simpson.
It's tough. It's tough to separate those things sometimes, even though you may want to. There's a certain point of scumbagdom that there's point of no return from, in my mind, and it makes it very difficult for me to excuse any of that stuff, regardless of what happened when it was filmed or whatever. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We got to go to hell. It's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
Bringing to light stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Rotten hell, you worthless maggot.
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Big J, we are headed to Kentucky for today's We're Going to Hell story, the Bluegrass State.
Kentucky? Been there.
And much like a lot of people, Big J, when you are looking for things, maybe you want to save some money, maybe you want to do some stuff, you turn to things online and you look to see how I can compare and contrast prices, and maybe you order something online from a place that you've never done before. You wonder.
Yeah, I get it.
It's the way modern things work. And in this particular case, a Kentucky woman had several prescription medications, and she was like, listen, it's starting to add up. Maybe I look at a different online retailer for one of my medications. And so she did. And she found a price that was better than what she was currently paying. And so she went online and she ordered her medicine from a different website. You understand?
Right.
Waits. Package comes, Big J. Your medicine has arrived. What a treat.
And you're like, God, good thing. It's getting close. I need it.
I was running out. I got to get that medicine in me.
Mm-hmm.
And so she opens up the box, Big J, and instead of the medicine that she had thought she had ordered, inside the box was one human arm and 4 separate human fingers.
That's not what she ordered.
Yeah, she ordered medicine, not human arms and fingers. So she immediately calls the police, and Christian County Coroner Scott Daniel comes to the residence, and she's like, yeah, she definitely got a box full of body parts in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. That's weird. And so they started to investigate. And when we talk about systematic failure, this is probably it. The mix-up involved an airline company, a freight company, as well as the courier service that put it all together. So from the word go, a lot of packages got mixed and matched up, and somehow this woman ended up with a human arm and several human fingers.
crazy.
The coroner responded to the woman's residence and then transported the body parts to the morgue. The remains will be returned to the courier for proper delivery to their intended destination. Now, according to the coroner, body parts are commonly shipped for transplant procedures, or even these look to be for research purposes. Like they wanted them to go to some sort of lab so that they could do some tests on them after the death of the original patient, right?
Mm-hmm.
The specific use for these particular parts remain unknown, which is also like a problem. Like, what kind of diseases did I open up when I, took this
what
box?
Have I exposed myself to?
That is supposed to be my medicine, but instead was body parts. I believe, wouldn't the biggest thing, I don't know what kind of or how much medicine she was owning, but I do know, at least in my head, the size of a box it would take to fit a human arm in and some fingers. I would think that box would differ greatly in size to whatever kind of prescription medication you have ordered, unless you're doing it in bulk. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the first warning sign would be, why is this box so gigantic that they're shipping?
Hey, this is weird.
Also, why is there dry ice in it? There should be some weird kind of things. Because I'm guessing there had to be some refrigeration in that thing, right?
Yeah, some signs that it's not on what you ordered.
Now, I don't know the name nor how old this Kentucky woman is, so there could be a lot of different things involved in that. These are things that I would think, but I'd still probably open up the box if it were addressed to me, right?
You would think.
And I don't know how I would react if that were the case. It's certainly, I've had my share of shipping mix-ups and all sorts of things. So I know what it's like when you get something that you certainly did not order from wherever place that you ordered it from. But I've never had body parts show up my doorstep, thank goodness. That has not yet happened. I do not want to know how I would react to that situation. But it probably wouldn't be good, Big J, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
So, do not know if this woman actually got her medication. Obviously, the company has apologized. The coroner now is in possession of this, and they will figure out what to do with these body parts and where they're supposed to go. But mistakes can happen, Big J, even when you're shipping around body parts, I suppose.
Sounds like too much already.
Yeah. One mistake is a mistake too many. You're right. We should be a little bit more diligent when it comes to where is this arm and fingers go. Let's double check that address.
The package should have special...
A stamp on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Body parts included. I like this idea.
Just a picture of an arm.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X-Rocks. That is Volbeat. Time will heal here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. But we do have to check in with Radio's Big J because you spent the weekend out of town, dude.
Yeah, man.
You were in Los Angeles, California over the weekend for a very special Halloween event, and then you took in some other fun things over the course of the weekend. How was the trip?
Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. It was epic, actually, when you get down to it, because flew into Burbank, Nick. Got a direct flight, which is always a bonus. And right from when I landed, my buddy Brett picked me up, and he took me to this old Hollywood restaurant called the Smokehouse.
Okay.
And it's just a couple blocks from Warner Brothers headquarters there. And so it is an old school, as you would imagine, restaurant in Hollywood, dimly lit, vinyl leather seats, Nick. And there are pictures of celebrities all over, old people there. It's old Hollywood, man.
It's real Once Upon a Time in Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, and I dig that stuff. I really think that's cool. And we got sat down, and there was a gentleman sitting adjacent from us and another fella, and he was telling Hollywood stories. He's an old guy, and it's just, that's the way you would imagine it. And it was all kind of unfolding, and that's the kind of stuff I really dig. Just, taking it in and seeing everything going on around, and that was a lot of fun. And of course, the whole point, we were there, I flew in to go see John Carpenter live. And my hotel was just a few blocks away from the Belasco. And so my friend Brett got to hang out, and then he had to go pick up his buddy, Matt Pinfield. Nick. So, think about this for a second. Growing up, that's all we did was watch MTV. Mm-hmm. And so, 128 minutes, a whole bunch of it was Kurt Loder, it was Matt Pinfield, and then eventually it was Carson Daly, that kind of thing. You got to know these guys. And, now he does mostly radio, Sirius some stuff here and there, but he's on KLOS, a famous station in Los Angeles. And so it was just it was awesome to get to spend some time with him. And Brett had been talking me up, I guess, for some reason, and so Matt was excited to meet me for some reason. But either way, it was a blast. And then we make our way to the Belasco. Now, last time I saw John Carpenter, we got to be up in the VIP. This was not the case this time. Big mistake, Nick, and not buying the VIP tickets. The Belasco is standing room only.
Sure.
Okay, so we get there, and the line is all the way around the block. And this is, doors have already opened. And it's just, they funneled everybody in eventually right before Carpenter comes out. And, of course, his backing band is pretty much Tenacious D. Dave Davies, who is the guitarist for the Kinks, his son, amazing guitarist, is John Carpenter's guitarist. And then his son, Cody, does synthesizers and stuff. So it's a really cool band. I've seen them before, and they just kill it every time. It was great. And, of course, he has a bunch of albums that are, like, additional to the movie score stuff that he's done. They're called anthems and lost themes. So they're really cool, interesting stuff. But when he plays the music from his movies, they put up the movie. It's kind of like a montage of what's going on in the movie, and that's really, really cool, and it's just wild. The problem here, Nick, is and listen, I am one of the proponents of legalized marijuana. The thing I don't like is that you can smoke it out in public and it's everywhere, because the Belasco was essentially one ginormous hot box. Okay? And, when you get down to it, I have asthma, so I'm careful about that kind of stuff, and it's just, I got overstimulated big time because it was just everywhere, and I was having a hard time breathing, and I was like, I had to take a minute and go sit out and just kind of relax for a minute because it was too much, overserved, whatever. And that was the only negative
too
thing.
Intense of a contact
too
buzz.
Intense, yeah, way over what should have been happening. And so but either way, it was a phenomenal night. And then I walked back to my hotel, and I hit the hay, and the next day before we left, killing some time, we went and saw Back to the Future, the 40th anniversary release in 4DX, Nick. Now, you've experienced D-Box.
Yes.
Right? Cinemark at the Majestic Theater.
Yes.
Cinemark. I like that very much. D-Box is another level higher, where it has air that shoots out and water on occasion that
and
shoots out.
scents, right? Or no?
No,
it's not
but mostly it's like a damn roller coaster ride.
Okay.
These seats move. You should have a freaking seatbelt on, man. And it's just like, and I'm like, no wonder people get injured in this and hurt their back. Because you don't know stuff is coming, and the next thing you know, you're on a roller coaster ride. I much more prefer D-Box.
You did not enjoy the 4D experience?
Yeah, not really, no. It was more, the worst part was having to watch and sit through the stupid Avatar preview for the next movie coming out, and that was so intense. I'm like, I would throw up.
Oh, they were moving it during the previews as well.
Yeah,
okay.
It was crazy. Okay. So we watched that. We hung out a little bit. That theater was right next to the old Staples Center, so went and kind of walked around there and checked it out. The Dodgers obviously were about to have Game 7. Unfortunately, that was in Toronto. So you got to see, and the Lakers were playing that night as well. So there's a lot of activity kind of happening, and checked out the dirty streets of Los Angeles. Man,
nice.
It's so gross.
And you had fun?
It was great.
All right.
It was an amazing time.
Well, then it was worth it, right?
Absolutely.
That
100%.
was the trip. I love that. I love that you had a good time. I'm glad that you had fun. I'm sorry that you did not enjoy 4DX. That doesn't sound like something that we would enjoy very much anyway.
No,
but
I think the D-Box is perfect because it's not overstated like the 4DX is. It's a little understated, and it really kind of accompanies the movie as opposed to taking you out of the movie and fearing for your life.
Did you get soaked? Were you
No, there
drenched?
was no water
okay.
because and Brett was kind of complaining about that too, and I'm like, there's not a lot of water scenes in Back to the Future when you think about it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So it doesn't make sense that it would be there.
But maybe if they were time traveling, or I was thinking during the rainstorm with the clock tower, maybe they would sprinkle you with water or something because they're getting,
or it was broken.
It could very well be. Did they in the 40th anniversary explain why Marty and Doc Brown are friends?
No. But apparently this is online now, and there's a comic book, and there's some canon on how they became friends.
Why that weird relationship exists.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your LA update. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff and your pop culture smackdown. It's the X-Rocks.
important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, sometimes it feels like you and I are the only people that don't do something. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you're a huge energy drink fan. Is that right?
No, I stopped drinking them several years ago. They were very bad for you.
I also, I mean, not for those reasons, but I have never really been much of an energy drink kind of guy. It's because I didn't like the way my body reacted when I drank them, I think is what it was. It made me real jittery, and I don't like that feeling. I'm sure it's because it's doing
That's
ungodly
your body
things
saying,
inside.
hey, what are you doing over here?
But, I mean, like, everybody else we know drinks energy drinks on a pretty regular basis.
We had somebody order a pallet
of
energy drinks for their fiancé.
Yes, that is true.
A pallet.
But now health experts are warning that we might have an addiction crisis when it comes to energy drinks here in the United States of America. It impacts about 110 million Americans. That's a lot of us, Big J.
Yep.
The energy drink market has grown to exceed a $23 billion business across the United States annually. That reflects the surging popularity of these beverages. But medical professionals are cautioning that, listen, there's lots of problems with these energy drinks. Obviously, high levels of caffeine. Depending on what energy drink you take, there's various chemicals and sugars that aren't exactly great for your body and also cause you to become rapidly addicted to them. The crisis has received little public attention, mostly because people enjoy them so much, and so they don't care about it, is really what it boils down to. But obviously, the combination of stimulants and additives in these popular beverages pose significant health risks, and you're going to start to see people kind of doubling down on this stuff. The warning comes as energy drink consumption continues to rise among Americans of all ages. But obviously, the younger of us are more addicted to them than others, but there's a lot of them to choose from. There's market expansion. They have become more popular than ever. There's little regulation around them as well, and that's another big reason why they're incredibly popular, and there's so many to choose from. And so it's one of those deals that kind of like hit us between the eyes pretty quickly, but now has become such a huge money maker that we don't realize or don't care what it's doing to the insides of our body, really, is what it boils down to.
There is that, especially when you're younger and you're in your 20s, you think you're invincible and you're going to be healthy and nothing's going to happen to you, or you don't care because of the state of the world. And that's when it gets you. But that's when you start to develop those real bad health issues, and it can affect you really, really badly down the road.
So just be careful. I mean, be cognizant of it. Make sure you're not drinking 8 a day. You have to realize that's a problem. It's like you have to substitute some of these things that are bad for you with other things, and then you realize how difficult. Like if somebody was drinking 8 sodas a day or has to go, I can't function unless I have 3 cans of Mountain Dew before noon. You'd go, bro, come on. You got to calm down a little bit on that. But when it's energy drinks or it's crazy other kind of stimulants, we don't seem to care as much, which is weird when they're doing just as much bad, maybe even worse, who knows, than what's going on. But you have to sometimes make those equivalencies to realize, like, if that were beer, you'd go, bro, you got a problem.
Well, or then you need like an actual physical display of how much sugar and stuff is in that. Like you see like there's a giant huge cauldron of sugar that you just drank with your 3 Mountain Dews.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh, that doesn't look great for me.
So just be careful and look out for yourself, please. You've heard of LeBron James, right, Big J?
LeBron.
You were at his house the other day. But at age 40, he is now playing in his 23rd NBA season. He has accomplished a ton, both on the court and off it, but he is adding another side hustle to his portfolio, Big J. He has been writing kids' books for the last couple of years, but now he's going to release a new Halloween-themed children's book, dude. And just like any Halloween children's book, you want to release it right in July of 2026, and that is what LeBron James is going to do.
Why?
It's called
Who does that? Who marketing? Who does that? We're going to release this Halloween-themed book in July.
But also, you're announcing it Halloween this year. Like, I mean, like, if you can do that, how hard is it to do I mean, it's what, 20 pages, right? Like, I mean, just put it out for Halloween. What do we do?
What the hell is going on?
But his first Halloween book is going to be called Happy Spooky Halloween, and it will be released on July 21st of next year. And he says it's a bucket list item for him. He has his own spooky book coming out for his favorite time of year and releasing it about 4 months before he should be releasing it. So, but listen, whatever. Maybe things will change by the time this next cycle goes. There's lots of time between now and July. Maybe somebody in his team will wise up and go, wouldn't we get a little bit more legs out of this if we released it around Halloween time? But what do we know, Big J? We're just a couple of radio hunks.
We're only experts in marketing,
so
don't ask us.
We're the same people that say you should have released a horror movie last week. So what do we know? Speaking of movies, Warner Brothers is finalizing a deal to acquire Shiver. That is a new science fiction project that stars Keanu Reeves and is directed by Tim Miller. Big J, he directed Deadpool.
Whoa!
The study reportedly follows a smuggler caught in a deadly double cross in the Caribbean, trapped in some time loop, surrounded by mercenaries and sharks. Big J, are you interested?
Yes, and just so I can see Keanu Reeves act and try to be smarter than somebody else.
I kind of want to see Keanu Reeves fight a shark. I mean, that's kind of... I didn't know I wanted that until right now, but I think I want to see Keanu Reeves fight a shark. What would that look like? I really have no idea, but apparently
it look like Jason Statham in The Meg. That's what it's going to look like.
How did that work out for him?
Pretty good.
All right, I like it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff, your pop culture smackdown next on the X.
Here's Track.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, it's time for Pop Culture Smackdown, and that means it's time to get you set up with some tickets, baby. Avatar going to be here next Wednesday out at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. We want you to be there. It's going to be an awesome show. Come hang out with us. Let's do it. And I don't know if hanging out in Hollywood helped my pop culture knowledge. We'll see.
All right,
Nick.
We'll find out the hard way. 208-287-1003. If you'd like to play this game and try for a pair of tickets to go check out Avatar next week. If you can defeat Big J in this process, these tickets become yours, and hopefully you wear that as a badge of courage throughout your week and perhaps the rest of your life. We wish you all the best of luck. Big J, are you ready?
Yeah.
Then to the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Hello.
What's up, man? What's your name?
It's Robbie.
Robbie, which character is always trying to steal the secret Krusty Krab recipe on the children's television show SpongeBob SquarePants?
Squidward?
No. Wrong. He works at the Krusty Krab, bro.
He could steal whenever he wanted to.
He would never do Mr. Krabs dirty like that. You know that. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, what character on SpongeBob SquarePants is always trying to steal the secret Krusty Krab recipe?
Oh, man.
Yeah, cartoon question.
Oh, man, it's the... I don't know.
Wrong. You know this one, Big J?
I thought it was Squidward, too, so no.
Not Squidward.
No, clearly.
Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hey, what character is always trying to steal the secret Krusty Krab recipe on SpongeBob SquarePants?
Plankton.
Plankton is correct. Right. The little green guy, Plankton.
Plankton.
Big J, Gavin Rossdale is the lead singer of Bush. He got bit by the acting bug and appeared on the big screen in what 2001 surprise huge hit comedy that gave him the ability to act in other things?
In 2001?
Yep. He appeared.
Hit comedy.
Huge hit comedy. On the big screen. His first ever credited appearance in a film, and it gave him the acting bug.
Boy, let's see. 2001.
A movie I know you've seen.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dogma?
Wrong. No, I'm sorry. It's not Dogma.
Okay. Road Trip?
Road Trip, no.
Oh, okay.
Wrong. Do you happen to know the answer, sir? You win no matter what.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, thank you for playing. Enjoy those Avatar tickets. What if I said it starred Ben Stiller? Would that help?
Ben Stiller, 2001. Cable Guy?
Wrong. Also had Owen Wilson in the cast.
Oh, boy. Nah, don't got me.
The big bad was played by Will Ferrell.
Oh, stupid. Zoolander.
Right. Gavin Rossdale showed up as himself in Zoolander and was like, this acting thing isn't hard. Let's do this more. Morning After with
Let's
Nick
do this more.
and Big J.
Talk like this.
There's your pop culture smackdown. Coming up in a few minutes, some headlines. They're next on the X Rocks.
News you can barely use. It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows. Take out your pencils and your vapes. Now we're talking, and Dad of the Year.
Now we're talking.
Big J, people like to exercise, but some people can't do it. You understand?
Sure.
And that's why Nike has unveiled Project Amplify, Big J. It is a motorized ankle device designed to help everyday joggers and movers move with less effort. The wearable technology, developed with a robotics company, targets casual athletes rather than the elite runners who are out there doing it, but it's intended to serve people that want to go faster and farther with a little bit less effort. It's like a second set of calf muscles. Do you understand?
Right.
The first generation prototype contains a motor, a drive belt, and a battery wrapped around the ankle. More than 400 athletes have tested the device, which apparently works best for people moving at 10 to 12 minutes per pace mile. And Nike plans a consumer launch in the coming years, but has not announced pricing details. But they're trying to make robotics help you walk and run a little bit better, Big J. What if these things go sideways?
What do you mean?
Like, what if you're going too fast and you trip and you fall and then these things are still, going?
I think you're, it's not, I don't think how they work.
Well, how are they supposed to work?
I don't know, but I just know they don't work that way.
I mean, I'm not saying it actually
Not
picks
like
up your
walks in
foot
its own.
and it moves it for you, like if you cannot do it. But I am struggling to figure out, they just reinforce your calves? Is that essentially what they do?
Could be.
And you're supposed to walk
I
and
saw
run
a
around
picture of what one of these looks
Yeah, me
like, and
too.
it doesn't seem like it would go bonkers on you.
No, I would hope not, but there's a lot of machinery in there, dude. I mean, a motor, a drive belt, all sorts of stuff. Belts? What if it snaps, Big J, and then it's your Achilles that snap?
That would be terrible.
It would be terrible. Strapping robotics onto your legs to help you do things better seems like it's a slippery slope, I guess. But listen, you do you, right?
Well, some of this stuff is helping people walk again.
I'm all for that. This is
like
different, though.
Not like you're like,
This
no
is-
robotics anywhere.
No, this is different than helping people who cannot walk again. This is extra sets of calf muscles for you. I don't know. It may be fantastic, but it seems a little bit lacking in details currently. But we're still years away from it coming onto the public landscape, so we have a
They
while.
just need to increase their stocks.
Take out your pencils and your vapes or Dad of the Year.
Dad of the Year.
A 28-year-old postal worker from Biloxi, Mississippi is facing some public criticism because he is admitting, Big J, he took a bunch of money out of his son's savings account. His son is 4 years old, and the grandparents have been pumping money into that thing since he was born so that he'd have some sort of college fund once he gets of age. But things are tough right now, Big J.
Yeah.
And he revealed that he raided his child's account containing about $10,000 to help pay off credit card debt from family vacations to Disney World of the Bahamas. He said that he valued building memories with him and taking him on experiences would be worth it as opposed to sending him to some college. But of course, it wasn't his money to spend, which is why people are upset about him. You know, it's his
Right.
kid's money. And yes, he is overseeing those funds because he is his father, but making what seems to be fleeting financial decisions with that particular cash feels short-sighted and not fair to the kid who's 3 and 4 years old. And when faced with the choice of, do you want to go to Disneyland? The answer is always going to be yes, right?
Yeah. And when they won't even be able to remember it.
Right. And the real
That's the
problem
worst
is
part.
none of that is his money. It's all gifts from family and friends who have been put into that particular fund. And he also made that decision without his wife's permission. That also is a problem.
He's in trouble.
But the family is in $90,000 in credit card debt, so that's probably why they had to make that decision. So maybe,
That was the last trip to Disneyland.
I was going to say, maybe backburner those trips to the Bahamas and Disney World if you are in, let's say, even $70,000 in debt, right?
Yeah.
That feels like bad budgeting to me. So yeah, you shouldn't pirate your kid's college fund because you want to go to Disneyland. That feels silly. But I think he knows that already. But now it's just online, and so he's getting lambasted by it. Wrap it up with take out your pencils and your vapes. Teachers are tasked with educating young minds, and that's exactly what one Florida teacher did. And because of her lesson, Big J, kids now understand the consequences of doing cocaine. Lee County school officials say teacher Naria Acuna at Island Coast High School there in Cape Coral, Florida, showed up to work very high on cocaine, Big J, and that's not cool. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. Apparently, one of the things that she would do when she was high was she would allow the students to vape during class, and then even let her students use her personal vape device in case they forgot theirs in their locker or whatever.
What in the hell?
She's also accused of selling alcoholic drinks to students, which violates school policy during class.
This seems like it's a sitcom or a movie. The beginning to a summer movie.
Yeah. Summer school, too.
Bad teacher. I mean, that's what it seems like.
Pretty bad. The district did suspend her without pay, and the school board will now decide next week if she will be terminated or not. I'm guessing it probably won't go well with her.
You've been terminated.
Yeah.
It's not a tumor. It's a vape.
I don't know what class she was teaching, but I'm guessing there was probably a line to get into that class if I were had to guess about that high school. So I guess you never really know what goes on. Those things probably shouldn't. I'm not sure how they knew she was high on cocaine. Maybe they did a drug test afterward. Or she only did this when she was high on cocaine, or maybe she was doing lines in class. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It is the X-Rocks. There's some Metallica for you. Enter Sandman here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. It is November 3rd, Big J, but that means it's a very special month for health in particular. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, and you might be like, hey, there's a lot of guys trying to grow facial hair that usually don't or can't. And that's because it's Movember, Nick. And the movement, of course, it's about more than mustaches or goatees or beards. It's a global movement urging men to take the health of their bodies seriously, from mental wellness to cancer screenings, and hopefully all the extra facial hair flowing out there triggers conversations, encourages checkups, and continues to break the stigma around men talking about health. You know, last week, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, we had the Fly to Idaho folks in here talking about, you know, just the lengths that, we have to go sometimes to get men to talk about their health, especially with each other. And so this is one of those opportunities that you'd be like, oh, hey, you shaved the end of October, the beginning of November there to, you know, just raise some awareness, and that gets a conversation started, hopefully.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it's all about. It's just raising some awareness sometimes. And, you know, so if you work someplace that does that, we used to have a contest around here come this time of year that would make it work and have some fun and point to things that maybe you're just not comfortable talking about or participating in. It's whatever it takes to get us to talk a little bit more about understanding our health and being more vocal about it and being less, I guess, standoffish about going to the doctor about things or getting things checked up that you probably should. And sometimes it's not even about that mental block. Sometimes it's about the financial responsibilities that go with that, because none of this stuff is cheap anymore and it's not getting any cheaper. And so that can become a problem as well. But we want to make sure that people know that there's lots of things that people do to raise awareness, and this is another one. But your mental health is paramount. It's incredibly important. It is health, and you need to take care of it. And if growing a mustache reminds you of that, then that's okay too. There's no bad and downside to this. It's just a matter of making sure you understand that if you need help, you go get it, regardless if it's a physical or mental ailment that's bothering you.
Yeah, and I don't want to shave in order to start that whole mess. I'll just start talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how's your prostate, dude? Is it all right?
Yeah, no.
Have you had checked?
Everything's coming out great.
Got that color guard thing in the mail yet?
No, I haven't done the home test.
I got one in the mail from our insurance company. They're like, and the wife actually, she sent this to me while I'm on my trip. While I'm in LA. She goes, hey, this arrived for you. It's time. And I'm like, oh, and that whole thing, I'm like, what? This is going to be a mess. How does this work? So I don't know how that's going to work.
Are there instructions in it?
Well, no, you gotta. They're encouraging you to order the kit from them, and then I don't know what's all involved.
Oh, the kit didn't come.
No.
I thought it was the
sign
kit.
up, and because they're not just gonna mail that expensive kit off to people unless they're signing up to do it.
Yeah, I think you go in a bag and you sent it off to them.
Yeah, and I'm like, how does that work?
You have to hover over the bowl. I don't think so. I think you just wrap the toilet in the bag and then go into the bathroom into the bag and then tie it up and ship it off.
Well, we don't want to get into that. I mean,
no, tell me your problem with pooping in the bag.
I was going to be like, I mean, that could be a lot.
Yeah, I think once you actually have a portion that they could use to test, you're okay. Yeah. I don't think you need to. I don't think you have to dump out entirely into it.
See, TMI here. I'm on a GO1P, so it's maybe once or twice a week. It really gets involved in that area, and it's a lot. Usually plugs toilets.
Remember when we started this break talking about Movember? Morning After.
About colon cancer and trying to prevent it.
Nick and Big J. We have your bad impressions. They're next on the X-Rock.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
And we have some tickets here for you. Hitting the Knitting Factory on Thursday, November 20th is the Mars Volta. This is an intimate venue for them to be playing, I think. And if you're into it, it's going to be awesome. We'll get you set up with tickets for free if you figure out bad impressions today with the very famous celebrity.
All right, 208-287-1003 if you want to go check out the Mars Volta at the Knitting Factory. Of course, Big J is going to throw you 3 clues. They're all going to be in the direction of somebody that is pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is in 3 clues or less, then these tickets become yours. We wish you all the best of luck, Big J. Are you prepared?
I'm ready, man.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah, of course they.
Have you put together the clues?
Yeah.
Well, then listen, we're halfway home already.
And the impression.
Oh, it's going to be an actual
I'm
impression
actually doing
today?
an impression.
All right, I'm excited.
And so unless somebody calls, they're not going to hear it. I'm not going to do it.
All right. Well,
So-
that's fine.
And trust me, it'll be worth it.
Is it male or female?
Male.
Okay. So you're
But
digging...
sounds female.
Now I'm really curious.
I know. And you're on the hook now. So there we go. Somebody's calling.
Hello, the X.
Make it worth it.
Yellow. Hi.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Hi, sorry.
Sorry.
Saskia?
What's your name?
Saskia?
Okay, here we go. I did a Pepsi commercial back in the 80s that melted my hair and nearly burned me to death.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
I'm the king of pop.
Michael Jackson.
There you go.
Hey, good job. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with those Mars Volta tickets. What was clue 3?
Who?
Not a hee-hee in there at all?
Hee-hee.
There you go.
I mean, sure.
Why is Michael Jackson in the news?
You know what? Guy's still making money even though he's dead. He tops the list of celebrities who are dead this year's earnings, Nick. $105 million in 2025, making him Forbes' top paid to see celebrity for another year. His estate has generated $3.5 billion since his death in 2009.
Is that just all royalties? Has to be, right?
I think it's from a lot of everything, but yeah, mostly. It's most of the recent earnings came from selling a 50% stake in his music catalog to Sony Music for $600 million. The deal improved royalty terms despite opposition from his mother. Jackson's Las Vegas show, Michael Jackson surpassed 5,000 performances this year and runs through 2030. So yeah, they're actively making money as opposed to like just some sort of interest thing collecting in the bin.
And another gentleman that falls squarely into the separating the art from the artist category that we talked about.
Yes. Even after their death. Musicians filed 10 of 13 spots on Forbes' deceased celebrity list include Prince, John Lennon, and Bob Marley, to name a few.
Elvis in there at all?
Oh, absolutely. He's always...
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we wrap up the show. That's next on the X Rocks. Smith and Youngblood and My Only Angel wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J for this particular Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got to find out Big J's trip to L.A. was a huge success. Of course, that's exactly how we want it to be. So thank you for coming back to Boise, Idaho, Big J, from a very successful trip.
Hey, thanks.
We also found out Big J took a pretty big spill over the weekend at his house. And trying to help the wife out with Halloween decorations, but his ankle didn't want to agree with him. But he's okay. And he got a C+ from the wife because there was no emergency room visit. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
That's got to feel pretty good. We also had a chance to give away some Avatar and Mars Volta tickets. That trend will continue tomorrow, but it does leave you with the floor, sir.
Yeah, happy birthday to former guest of the Morning After and the only He-Man I'll ever know, Dolph Lundgren.
Happy birthday, Dolph. How old is Dolph Lundgren?
68.
Man.
So on the younger side.
I guess.
Well, for that.
For somebody that's been around
anyway.
as long as he has.
Yeah.
I mean, Rocky was the first thing that you know him from, right? Or was he in something else before
no,
that
I think
I'm
Rocky
not remembering?
IV was pretty much his debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here in the States, anyway. I'm sure he had some sort of role of significance back home.
I don't know. I think he just kind of jumped in from being, an Olympic athlete, and I think he met Sylvester Stallone through that way. Kind of brought him into the whole thing, I think.
But look at him now. He was great when he was on the show.
Yeah.
Very smart, very generous man. And we wish him nothing but the success, right?
Amen.
So happy birthday, Dolph. I'm sure he'll celebrate it with his family, surrounded by loved ones. Maybe Sly Stallone will give him a phone call today. What would that sound like, Big J?
Hey, Dolph, happy birthday.
A pretty good Sly. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's the X Rock.